Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today, we're breaking down the 3 biggest AI announcements that happened in just the first 2 weeks of 2026. NVIDIA unveiled chips that cut AI costs by 90%. Boston Dynamics showed a humanoid robot that works around the clock, and Meta signed the largest corporate nuclear deal in history. These sound like separate stories. They're not. They're all part of the same shift, and it starts with something that's happened before. When electricity got cheap, we didn't use less of it. We invented refrigerators, air conditioning, and factories that never stop. When computing got cheap, we didn't buy fewer computers. We put one in every pocket. Price drops change everything, and AI just got one. Let's break it down. As we've covered in previous videos, AI has 2 key phases: training and inference. Training teaches the model. Inference runs it. And here's the crucial part. Training happens once, but inference happens millions of times a day. Every time you ask ChatGPT a question, every time an app suggests a response, every time a company analyzes a document, that's inference. And inference is where the real costs pile up. On January 5th, NVIDIA unveiled their Rubin platform, built from the ground up for inference. The numbers are striking. Rubin delivers 5 times the performance of NVIDIA's previous chips, but more importantly, it cuts the cost of running AI by a factor of 10. The AI response that costs a company $1 today could cost 10 cents by late 2026. This isn't just an upgrade, it changes what's economically possible. And that brings us to why NVIDIA built Rubin this way. Rubin isn't targeted at chatbots, it's targeted at something the industry has been building toward: Agentic AI. Right now, most AI is reactive. You ask a question, it gives an answer. You're in control of every step. Agentic AI is different. It takes a goal, breaks it into steps, uses tools, and completes tasks on its own. Think of it as the difference between a calculator and an assistant. Imagine an AI that doesn't just answer questions about your calendar, it actually schedules your meetings, sends the invites, and reschedules when conflicts arise. Or an AI that doesn't just summarize a document, it researches a topic, compares sources, and delivers a report. These agents need to run continuously, not just when you ask them something, but in the background all the time, watching for things that need attention. With older chips, that was too expensive. You couldn't afford to have AI running 24 hours a day for every user. When inference costs drop by 90%, the math changes completely. AI can finally afford to work around the clock. But there's a limit to what software agents can do. Some tasks require hands. At the same CES event, NVIDIA's CEO Jensen Huang made a bold claim: the ChatGPT moment for robotics is here. And Boston Dynamics showed up to prove it. For the first time ever, they demonstrated their Atlas humanoid robot live on stage, not in a carefully edited video, live in front of an audience. Atlas picked itself up from the floor, walked fluidly around the stage, and even turned its head to acknowledge the crowd. This wasn't just a demo. Boston Dynamics announced they're shipping Atlas units this year to partners for industrial pilot programs. What makes this generation different? 2 things. First, Atlas can work around the clock without human help. When its battery runs low, it navigates to a charging station and swaps its own battery pack. No human intervention needed. Second, it's designed to work alongside people. Proximity sensors automatically pause its movements if someone gets too close. It can operate on the same factory floor as human workers. No safety cages required. Hyundai, which owns Boston Dynamics, plans to deploy Atlas in their car factories by 2028. They're starting with sorting parts. By 2030, they expect assembly work and heavy lifting. But the most important part isn't the robot itself, it's how it learns. Hyundai is building something called the Robot Metaplant Application Center, opening later this year. Think of it as a data factory for robots. As Atlas works in real environments, they capture everything, every task, every obstacle, every unexpected situation. That data flows back into AI models that continuously improve the robots. This is the same approach Tesla uses for self-driving cars. Every Tesla on the road sends data back to improve the system for all the others. The more cars driving, the smarter the whole fleet becomes. Hyundai is building the same learning loop for humanoid robots. Every Atlas working in a factory makes every other Atlas smarter. Boston Dynamics also announced a partnership with Google DeepMind. Their Gemini robotics models will help Atlas understand the physical world, not just recognize objects, but predict how they'll move and interact. This was the missing piece for decades. Robots could be programmed for specific tasks, but they couldn't adapt. They couldn't learn from experience the way humans do. Now they can, and every day they work, they get better. So we have cheaper inference, enabling AI agents that run continuously. We have robots that learn and improve every day, but all of this runs into the same wall: electricity. Training a single large AI model can consume as much electricity as a small town uses in a year. Running inference for hundreds of millions of users around the clock multiplies that demand. Data centers have become the fastest growing source of electricity demand in America, and the AI boom is just getting started. This is the bottleneck that could slow everything down. You can design the most advanced chips in the world, you can build robots that learn from experience, but if you can't power them, none of it matters. The problem is that the electrical grid wasn't built for this kind of growth. Adding gigawatts of demand takes years: permits, construction, transmission lines. The traditional process can't keep pace. So, the biggest technology companies are doing something unusual. They're getting into the energy business themselves. On January 9th, Meta made the largest corporate power move in history. They announced deals to secure over 4 gigawatts of nuclear power, enough electricity to run millions of homes. But here's what makes this deal clever. It's not just about building new reactors, it's a mix of power available now and long-term bets on the future. The future part involves partnerships with next-generation nuclear companies, developing smaller, more efficient reactors that could come online in the early 2030s. But Meta can't wait that long, so they also signed long-term agreements to keep existing nuclear plants running, plants that were headed toward retirement. Meta's money keeps them operating and funds upgrades to squeeze out more capacity. Why nuclear? Because AI needs constant, reliable power. Solar and wind are growing, but they're intermittent. Nuclear runs continuously, day and night, regardless of weather. Meta isn't alone. Microsoft, Google, and Amazon are all racing to secure nuclear capacity. The AI industry has realized something important. The next bottleneck isn't intelligence, it's electricity. So what does all of this add up to? In just 2 weeks, we saw 3 pieces of a puzzle come together. NVIDIA's Rubin chips make it economically viable to run AI continuously, not just answering questions when asked, but working in the background around the clock. Boston Dynamics showed that humanoid robots are shipping this year, designed to work alongside humans, learning and improving from real-world experience. And Meta's nuclear deals reveal what's really driving AI strategy, securing the energy to power all of this. These pieces connect. Cheaper inference enables always-on AI agents. Smarter AI can control robots. Robots generate data that makes the AI even smarter. And all of it runs on electricity that companies are racing to lock down. The companies that master all 3 layers, compute, physical systems, and energy, will shape the next decade of technology. That future is being built right now. If you found this helpful, subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into AI infrastructure and technology explained.